Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to another very exciting video. I'm Game Mars and today we're talking about the PS2. This is a slimline model. You can purchase the fat one if you want. It was the best selling console in the 6th generation of gaming. Now let's talk about why it was so successful. This thing doubled as a DVD player. And it was an affordable DVD player. So for gamers out there who are also movie buffs, it was a 2-in-1 type of deal. It was a really convenient situation. And this released when DVD players were brand new. Not everyone had one yet. And a lot of my friends, whom were teenagers at the time, convinced their parents to buy the PS2 on the back that it had a DVD player. They could get their console gaming out of the way, and their parents could watch their movies. The long and short of it is, this was a very popular DVD player. And this was released in a time where watching movies on a DVD player was considered the definitive way to watch your movies. But let's be real, the big reason this thing sold so well was not because it doubled as a DVD player. I mean, sure, it helped. But really, we were playing this for the games. Now, the PlayStation 2 had a massive library of 10,035 games. But not just that, this boy was backwards compatible. Its predecessor's library had a whopping 7,819 games. So the PlayStation 2 had a huge library of games to choose from. So yeah, that's just a little under 18,000 games. Let's just compare that to its competition. The Xbox had a library of 997 games, and the GameCube, it had a library of 653 games. So suffice to say, the PlayStation 2 had the wood over its competition on that end of the field. But do any of these facts hold up any relevance in the 2020s? When it comes to the 6th generation of gaming, is the PS2 the best way to relive these experiences? It is at this point where I need to say that I'm a massive Nintendo fanboy. I play a lot of 6th generation games on my GameCube because of the HDMI out and the wireless controller. And whilst I do love the GameCube controller, the PlayStation 2 controller is far better. Now, I do believe the best way to play the PlayStation 2 on a flat screen is with component cables, but that's just an opinion. And I honestly have my PlayStation 2 hooked up to a CRT, which I believe gives you the best experience. And to be honest, when I am playing 6th generation games from the PlayStation 2, I'm playing them on my reverse compatible PlayStation 3, because it has wireless controllers and a HDMI out. I honestly just believe it to be the most convenient way to play PlayStation 2 games in this day and age. So one of my favourite things to do when it comes to revisiting the 6th generation of console gaming is all the co-op games. And I know we still have co-op games today, but they're mostly online. They're not split screen, and this is a thing that isn't completely lost to the modern age of gaming, but it's certainly not heavily featured anymore. I myself, I'm big on social gaming. I love having my mates over for some friendly competition. And all the best split screen co-op games are just from games from generations past. We're playing the PlayStation 2, we're playing the GameCube, we're playing the Nintendo 64. But if I could only choose one, it would be the PlayStation 2 for its massive library. One of the other cool things about the PlayStation 2 were the accessories. I'm not so into rhythm games, but you had the guitar from Rock Band, you had the microphone from SingStar, you had these buzzers for the buzz games. The buzz games were game show games, and having that buzzer, it just made you feel like you were on TV doing a real live game show. It was awesome. But let's just talk about my favourite PS2 accessory, the GunCon 2. You see, the PlayStation 2, in my opinion, is the best console you can get for light gun games. You had 3 Time Crisis games on this console. You had Vampire Knight, you had Ninja Assault, you had Point Blank, and many, many more. These were all amazing light gun games. And just a heads up, you actually need a PS2 and a CRT to play these games. And that's why my PS2 is still plugged in to a CRT this day. These GunCons will not work on a PlayStation 3, meaning even the reverse compatibility function for these light gun games will be rendered useless. Anyways, this console had a bunch of classics on it. You had Sly Cooper, you had the GTAs, you had Ratchet and Clank, you had the God of Wars, you had Shadow of the Colossus, you had the Resident Evils, but I'm just going to give a shout out to some lesser known games. Scarface, Need for Speed, X-Men Legends, God of War, Marvel vs. Capcom. I got all the GTAs that were released on this thing. I just wanted to give a shout out to the legend that is Jet Li. It's actually pretty good, you should totally check it out. The button controls are kind of weird, but once you get used to them, this is a perfectly playable game. And yeah, you had a bunch of Dragon Ball Z games to pick from in this thing, so I totally recommend checking that out. But to be honest, the game I played the most on this thing was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. San Andreas was the highest selling game on this console. Anyways, it is at this point where I hand this off to you guys. What were your favourite games on the PlayStation 2? Do you miss local co-op as much as I do? Do you think it's worth owning a PS2 in this day and age? Do you revisit these old games? If so, how? Do you do it like me, where I just play them on a reverse compatible PS3? Or do you have a PS2 hooked up somewhere? What's the definitive way to play these games? Anyways, that's it from me. See ya.